Good morning, my dear students. Today, let's start the second chapter of science, that is components of food. Now, here on the first page, you can see a picture is given, and we are very well aware of the situation because it happens with us every day. While whenever we go to the kitchen and what we do, we there try to find out something spicy, and sometimes we try to cook on our own junk food because it is one of our favorites. We cannot avoid, we cannot live without junk food. So here on the first page, the mother is telling that the child should have what? He should have more of healthy food and less of junk food. One of the greatest concerns of the parents these days is the eating of junk food by their children. Now, why is this junk food harmful? This junk food is harmful because it has more of negative effects than positive effects. And why do our parents insist us to have fruits and vegetables? Because fruits and vegetables have some very important nutrients present in it, which are very important for the proper growth and the development of our body. So, in this chapter, we are going to do in detail about the various nutrients which are present in either in fruits or vegetables and which are very important for the proper functioning and the development of our body. Now, let's move down and see what else is given on the first page. Here down you can see a box is there and certain points are listed. These points will be understood by you at the end when the chapter will be completed. Now let's read out what is given in the box. They have written there, in this chapter you will be able to identify the components of food. We will be able to identify and learn about components of food. Second point, explain the importance of nutrients in food. Why it is important, why it is necessary to consume carbohydrate, fats and proteins. Third point, demonstrate various tests to identify starch, proteins, fat and food items. We will be able to learn how to conduct activities and experiments in order to prove the presence of starch, proteins and fats in food items. Fourth point, we will be able to learn and understand more about balanced diet. Fifth, importance of water and dietary fibers, for example, roughage in food. And the last one, definition of deficiency disease and some examples of it. Now on the next page, you can see the first paragraph. They are talking about the importance of food. Why is food important? Because we know it is important because it provides us energy. It is also needed for the growth and the development of our body. Eating proper food keeps us healthy and fit. We all know if we are eating more of junk food, we will become fat and we will become lazy day by day. And that's why eating healthy food is important, and youngsters like you, growing children like you, should prefer healthy food. Now the question arises, why is this food important? What does it contain that is important for the human body? Now in this chapter we will be learning in detail what is present inside the food. In food, certain nutrients are present, for example proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, these all are present, which are important for the functioning and for the repairing of certain tissues, cells, muscles and for the growth of the human body. Now in the last chapter we have already done that food items, how are food items prepared when certain ingredients are mixed together. Now these ingredients contain one or the other components that are needed by our body to perform certain specific functions. And these components are called what? These are called nutrients. So nutrients are present where? Nutrients are present in the ingredients which are mixed in order to prepare any food item. So from where are we getting these nutrients? These nutrients are present in the various ingredients which are mixed while preparing any food item. So what is the meaning of nutrients? Nutrients are those substances which are essential for a body to perform various functions. Now functions like what? Growth, development, repair, maintenance and providing of energy. Now all these nutrients, if you are not going to take nutrients, then what will happen? Your body will not grow, your body will not develop and will not repair also. Sometimes you get hurt. Now how is that repairing done? Repairing is done due to various nutrients which you are taking with the food items. So what is the meaning of nutrients? Nutrients are those substances which are essential for a body to perform various functions. Now functions like what? Growth, development, repair, maintenance, and providing of energy. Now all these nutrients, if you are not going to take nutrients, then what will happen? Your body will not grow, your body will not develop, and will not repair also. Sometimes you get hurt. Now how is that repairing done? That repairing is done due to various nutrients which you are taking with the food items. So here in this paragraph you can see they have given us the meaning, the importance of nutrients, and the various examples also of nutrients which are present in food items. For example, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Now these all nutrients are very important for the proper growth and the development of the body. Let's move down to study in detail about the various nutrients. Now the first nutrient about which they are talking is carbohydrates. Remember, carbohydrates are the main source of energy for our body. Anytime you feel weak, what you should consume? You should eat carbohydrates. Food items such as rice, wheat, maize, potato are rich sources of carbohydrates. So in the next paragraph you can see they are telling us that carbohydrates can be classified into three main categories or types. They are what? Sugar, starch, and cellulose. A food item consists mainly of what? Sugar and starch. Whatever food items we are consuming, in it you will find natural sugar is present and starch is present. Now from the last paragraph we came to know that carbohydrates are mainly of three kinds: sugars, starch, and cellulose. Now let's do certain examples of sugar, starch, and cellulose. Sugars are what? They are simple carbohydrates which are soluble in water. Soluble in water means what? They can be dissolved in water. It can be mixed in water. For example, glucose, it has certain amount of sugar. Fructose, which we are getting from fruit. Lactose from milk. Honey also contains sucrose and fructose. Now what is the starch? Starch is a complex carbohydrate which is present in what? Which can be obtained from wheat, rice, maize, potatoes. Now starch is what? It is tasteless and it does not dissolve in water. As sugar dissolves in water, starch does not dissolve in water. Okay, now let's talk about cellulose. Cellulose is a hard and complex carbohydrates. Why I'm calling it hard here? Because it is made up of more than 1000 glucose molecules which are combined in order to make cellulose fibers. And that's why it is hard in nature. It provides that rigidity also to the plants. Now there is one interesting fact about cellulose. Human beings cannot digest cellulose. Then why it is important? The question arises, why it is important? Because cellulose is a fiber which remains as it is in a human body, and it helps in the transportation, the moving of food in the stomach, in the belly region, in the intestine, and it also helps in the moving of food out of the body. All these three components of carbohydrate, that are starch, sugars, and cellulose, are very important for human beings in one or the other way. Now as we come down, you can see that they are performing an activity to show the presence of starch in food items. Now without reading in the book, I am telling you what you all need in order to perform this activity. You only need to have potatoes and iodine solution. Now what you will do, you will pour this iodine solution on the potato. Now this iodine solution, you can get it from the market, and its color is what? It is orange brown in color. And when you pour it on potato, the color of iodine solution, it changes into what? Blue black in color. And this change in color shows you what? That it has starch present in it. So in your book they have given us to take various materials, but here we are going to perform this activity only with the potato and iodine solution. So anytime the iodine solution changes its color, it is understood that that food item has what? It has starch present in it. Now let's come down and see what is given in this activity. As you see on the next page, they have given observation. Observation here means what? That when you perform the activity, what you observe, what you see. Now in the observation they have written that iodine solution turns blue-black in some of the test tubes. Now they have taken variety of food items, but I am telling you that you have to take only potato. Conduct this activity using potato. Now let's move down. Certain in-text questions are given. List the different components of food. The different components are carbohydrate, fats, protein, vitamins, minerals, etc. State the importance of carbohydrates in our diet. The second question. Now why is carbohydrate important? We know it is the major and the most important source of energy for our body. That's why it is important. Name some sources of starch in a diet. Examples are given above. You can take the examples from there. Now, where is cellulose present in plants? Cellulose is present in the cell walls of the plant cells. And when we consume plants, we take what? Cellulose. And cellulose goes in the body and it helps in the further transportation of the food item in our body. Now the next category about which they are discussing is the proteins. Now proteins are called the body building food because what? It helps in the development and the growth of the body. If your muscles are not growing, if your body is not growing, that means you are not having enough of proteins in your diet. So pulses, groundnut, these are all the examples of proteins. So whenever you want to grow, you want to develop your body, you need to have all these food items. Soybean is the richest plant source of proteins, and one interesting fact they have given us that for every 1 kg of weight, you need to have how much of protein? You need to intake 1 gram protein. For example, they have given here that if suppose a lady is there and her weight is 55 kg. So for every 1 kg you need to have what? 1 gram of protein. So if you are 55 kg, you need to have 55 grams of protein every day. So here they have simply given you one paragraph introduction about proteins, which we have already done in our previous classes. Let's move and see what is given on the next page, next part of the same page. Here they have given us an activity to test the presence of protein in food item. Materials required are what? Powdered food sample, test tube, water, caustic soda, copper sulfate and a dropper. Let's see what is the procedure of performing this activity. You have to grind the food item. Now the food item, whatever you are taking, it has to be in the powdery form and place it in the test tube. You have to place inside the test tubes. Add 10 drops of water and 2 drops of copper sulfate each in each of the test tubes. Add 10 drops of caustic soda solution and then shake the test tube in order to mix all the solutions. Now observe the change in the color. What are the changes that take place in the color? So at the end, after mixing water, copper sulfate solution and caustic soda, you will see that the color of the solution, it changes to violet color, which hence prove that it contains what? Protein in it. So violet color, the change in color indicates the presence of starch in the particular food item which you have taken in the powdery form in this experiment. So now this way we come to the end of one more nutrient, that is proteins. So on whole, if we see, protein is nothing but only a bodybuilding food, and certain examples are given to you. You can learn the example as well as learn the interesting fact which is given and learn the experiment how you can show the presence of protein in the food item. Now as we come down, we can see in-text questions. Let's do the in-text question. The first one is, why are proteins an important component of our diet? We very well know because it helps in the growth of the body and repair of the cells. Name the plant sources rich in protein. Mention the animal sources rich in protein. Answers are given here. You can see in the paragraph of protein, answers are given here. Milk, fish, meat, eggs, these are the animal sources. And pulses, groundnuts, beans, these are the plant sources which are rich in protein. Fourth one is what? Which chemical is used to test for protein in a food sample? We very well know, just now only we have done the activity. We need caustic soda, which caustic soda is also known as sodium hydroxide solution and copper sulfate solution as well. So these two solutions are needed in order to perform the activity to show the presence of protein in any food item. Now let's talk about the third category of the nutrients, that is fats. Fats produce more energy than carbohydrates. Just now we have read that carbohydrates are the main source of energy for our body. Same way fats are also providing us energy, and we get fats from what? We are consuming in the form of oil which is derived from the various plant sources. Some sources of these oils are groundnut, mustard, etc. Now they are called unsaturated fats or healthy fats, and they are liquid at the room temperature. The animal sources of fats are what? Butter, cheese, and ghee, and they are called saturated fats, and they are solid at the room temperature. Now let's compare these two things, that is unsaturated fats and saturated fats. Unsaturated fats are derived from the plant sources, while saturated fats are derived from the animal sources. Unsaturated fats are liquid at the room temperature, while saturated fats are solid at the room temperature. Unsaturated fats are healthy. They are providing us certain health benefits, while saturated fats, on the other hand, are not at all healthy. So one should avoid saturated and should have more of unsaturated fats in the diet. Now, as we move on the second page, we can see certain examples are given. Here, remember, nuts like cashews and almonds, they are the source of fats. Same way, meat, fish, eggs, they also provide us what? Fats. But excess of fat, if you are eating more of fat, it is very harmful for your body. Especially in the form of what? Cheese, butter, ghee, cakes, these all are very harmful if you are taking in excess. What will happen? It will accumulate in your body and you will become fat. However, third last line. However, some fats are good and essential for our body. Fats are stored under our skin and are used when our body needs extra energy. One can store, the body can store these fats and can utilize it whenever the need arises. As we move down, we can see certain examples with pictures are given. So you can learn the examples from here. These are the sources of fats. Now let's conduct an activity to show the presence of fat in the food item. Now material required are what? White paper, tissue paper, oil and butter. You can take either oil or butter. Now what is the procedure? Take some oil or butter and rub it on a clean white paper. You can also take a tissue paper here. Second point, let the paper dry for a while and hold the paper against the light to see the difference. Now you will see when you will do what? You have to take a white paper and you have to put oil on it or you have to rub butter on it. And then you have to leave it for drying, and after that you have to see the difference. What difference occur in the paper? Now observation, what you will observe? You will see a translucent patch appears on the paper. Now we know what is the meaning of translucent. The substance which allow only few light rays to pass through it are called the translucent substances. Now let's move to the second part of the same page and see what is given there. Now conclusion, what they have written: in activity 3, a translucent patch appears on the paper. This shows the presence of fat in the food item. Fat makes a translucent patch on the paper. Now what is this translucent patch indicating? It indicates that fat is present in that particular food item. So if we conclude, what we have understood, that fats are the source of energy and they provide energy more than carbohydrate. These are the examples of fats. And one should remember that in life, excess of everything is harmful. That's why the doctors recommend us to have balanced diet. Because if we are eating more of these nutrients, what will happen? It will only cause harm to our body. Now let's read about vitamins. What are vitamins? Vitamins play a protective role in the body. Why protective? Because it is protecting the body and the organs, the various organs, from the diseases and from the injuries which it might have in the absence of the particular vitamin. Now let's read what is given in the paragraph. Second line, vitamins do not provide any energy, but they help our body in utilizing the carbohydrates, fats, protein effectively. It is making the body utilize the carbohydrate which we are consuming in the food items. Vitamins protect our body against diseases and help in keeping parts of our body such as teeth, gums, bones and eyes healthy. Now let's see which are those vitamins which are helping to keep our gums, bones and other parts healthy. As we come down, we can see certain pictures are given and categories, they have been categorized. Vitamin E, you can see on the top, vitamin A, the food material with pictures are given. Now let's talk about this paragraph. They have written, I'm just reading it out, pay attention. We get vitamins from variety of fruits and vegetables. Obviously, when we are eating green vegetables or fruits we are eating, we get varieties of nutrients. Not only vitamins, but we also get carbohydrate, fats, protein, everything. Now, vitamin D and K are two types of vitamin which are produced in our own body. And sunlight plays a very important role in synthesizing the vitamin D which is present in our body. Vitamins A, D, E, K are fat soluble and can be stored in the body for a longer period of time. If you want to store, these can be stored in the body and can be utilized when the need arises. Vitamin B are complexes. Vitamin C are water soluble forms and they cannot be stored in the body for a long period of time. Vitamin B are very complex structures and vitamin C are water soluble and these cannot be stored in the body for a longer period of time. Let's come to this chart. Now this chart we are doing it from many years. Let's just simply revise it. Vitamin A. I am just reading out the vitamin and the function and the sources of vitamin A. Vitamin A, it promotes growth and vision. Vision matlab eyesight. It is present in butter, carrot, etc. Now let's move to the next page and see what all is given. Vitamin D, it is doing what? It helps the body to absorb calcium, phosphorus and helps in the formation of bones and teeth. It is present in fish liver, milk, eggs, etc. Vitamin E, it prevents person from aging, okay, and it is good for hair and skin. It is present in meat, milk and whole wheat. Vitamin K, it helps in blood clotting mechanism in case you get injured, in case you get any kind of injury, then vitamin K will help you in healing that particular wound. It is present in cabbage and leafy vegetables. Vitamin B, B complex vitamins are made up of 11 different vitamins. These vitamins are necessary for healthy functioning of brain, nerves and muscle. It is present in wheat, rice, fish, red meat, etc. Now you can see, learn the examples from here as well as the functions. Vitamin C, the next one, it helps in fighting against diseases like common cold, throat infection, and it is present in oranges, tomatoes, lemons and guavas. Now let's move down and talk about minerals. Like vitamins do not supply energy, same way minerals also do not supply energy, but they are important for our body and are required in small quantities. Now why it is important? Let's read it out. It is important for the growth, the third line. It is important for the growth, proper functioning and good health. So these are the requirements which are fulfilled by the supply of minerals. Iron, calcium, phosphorus, sodium, potassium, iodine are some of the examples of minerals which are needed by our body. So let's quickly come to the next page and see the functions of various minerals in our body. Now calcium is very easy. We are doing it for many years. Now calcium is what? It is strengthening of bones and teeth. It is making our bones and teeth strong. Muscles contraction. We have done last year expansion and contraction, squeezing and releasing of the muscles. Sources of calcium are milk, meat, eggs, fish, etc. Phosphorus, it is doing what? It is strengthening of bones and teeth. It is making our bones and teeth stronger and conduction of nerve impulses. Sources of phosphorus are milk, meat, eggs, etc. Iron helps in the formation of hemoglobin and red blood cells. Rich sources of iron are green leafy vegetables. Iodine helps in the proper functioning of thyroid gland and normal body growth. Sources of iodine are what? Green vegetables, leafy vegetables and iodized salt. Potassium, it helps in the formation of new cells and it carries what? It carries nerve impulses in the body. Source of potassium are fruits and green vegetables. Now banana is also a rich source of potassium. In text questions, why are vitamins called protective foods? We have done in the first paragraph of vitamins because it is making our bones, gums and other parts of the body healthy. So it is protecting our body against the diseases. Name the sources of vitamin A, B, C, D. Above there is a table given and you can see the sources of vitamin, all these vitamins from there. Which mineral is responsible for the formation of hemoglobin? We know the answer is iron. Which mineral is responsible for strong bones and teeth? Calcium and phosphorus. State one function and source of vitamin K. Now it is helped in what? It helps in the quick recovery in case you get injury. Answers are given up. Let me show you once. Answers are given in the table. So here is the answer. Vitamin K helps in blood clotting mechanism. In care, it is written there care, but the word should be what? In case of an injury. And A, D, A, K, whatever sources they were asking, you can take the sources of various vitamins from here. Now let's talk about roughage. Now last year we have done that roughage helps in the formation of stool. Now let's talk about more in detail about this roughage. Apart from different nutrients, our body also need more roughage, which are also called dietary fibers. Now roughage helps in getting rid of undigested food and thus prevents constipation. Constipation is a condition when you have faced difficulty in passing out the waste material from your body. Remember, roughage does not provide any kind of nutrition to our body. But why it is important, let's discuss certain functions of roughage, which are discussed here. First one, it prevents constipation by adding bulk to the food. It helps to ease the difficulty of passing out the waste from your body. It absorbs a lot of water and does help to retain water in the body. We can say it helps us to avoid the condition of dehydration. When the quantity of water in your body decreases. Third one, it stimulates the muscle contraction and bowel movement to get rid of waste. So these three functions are of roughage. Kindly learn the functions from here. Now various sources of roughage are what? Are fruit, vegetables, corn and unpeeled fruits. Now let's talk about water. Our body contains 70% of water. And this water is coming from the water which we are drinking, or either it comes from the fruit or the vegetables which we are eating, because natural water is present in the fruit and the vegetables. Now let's see the functions of water in our body. Water helps our body to absorb nutrients from the food. It helps in absorbing the nutrients from the food which we are eating. Second, it helps in expelling, taking out waste from the body in the form of urine or sweat. It helps in taking out the waste, the extra waste from the body in the form of urine or sweat. It acts as body transportation system by distributing various substances to various parts of the body. Same is the function of water in the plants also. In plants also, water is doing what? It is taking out the nutrients from the soil and it is taking it to the other parts of the body. Fourth one, it also regulates the body temperature. And that's why in summers, what happens? We feel thirsty. Why we feel thirsty? Because water is required by our body to maintain the body temperature. Let's move to the next topic, that is balanced diet. We know balanced diet is the diet which contains all the nutrients along with water and roughage. As we have learned right now, water is important because it is regulating body temperature. It is transporting the material to other parts of the body. It is doing a lot of functions. Same way, roughage also helps in what? It prevents constipation. So balanced diet is the diet which contains all the nutrients with water plus roughage. Now let's move to the next page and see what is given there. Second line, in other words, balanced diet nourishes the body with sufficient amount of nutrients. What happens is balanced diet contains all nutrients. So this balanced diet is providing the body with all kind of sufficient amount of nutrients. Balanced diet keeps our body fit and resistant to diseases. It protects our body against all kinds of diseases. Recommended dietary allowance or RDA recommends that nutrients and the appropriate quantities to be taken in food by each individual. Every individual, for the proper growth and the functioning of the body, should have what? Balanced diet. So everyone should follow this and try to have balanced diet in order to keep good health. Now there is one question here, out of milk, butter, which one will have more nutritional value and why? Now this is your homework, you have to do it on your own. Now here they have mentioned one line, quantity of nutrients in balanced diet varies with age, health and occupation. Now I like to explain you here simple words. Whatever is a balanced diet for me will not be for a laborer. And whatever is the balanced diet of a small baby, 2-year baby, will not be for me. So everyone's balanced diet is different and it cannot be same for everyone. It varies with age, health and occupation. A simple example is given here. A laborer doing manual work needs more carbohydrate fats in the diet which provide energy, while a young child require more of protein because he is growing, so he needs what? He is needing protein, which is also called bodybuilding food, while a laborer who is doing more of physical work will be requiring what? Energy. And energy can be derived from carbohydrates or fats. And go through this balanced diet chart. Okay, and now let's come down. Okay, selecting and eating right kind of food is not enough. The food should be cooked properly. Why? Because it improves the taste and it makes the digestion of the food easier. Sometimes cooking results in the loss of certain nutrients because we know overcooking results in the loss of nutrients from the food. For example, vitamin C gets easily destroyed by heat during cooking. So it is advisable, what is advised by the people, by the doctors, to include fruits and vegetables which are rich sources of vitamin C. Washing rice with excess water does result in loss of nutrients. We have seen our mothers sometimes they do what? They wash the vegetables very badly. And we should make them understand that washing rice with excess of water results in only in the loss of the nutrients. Even the skins of many vegetables and fruits contains vitamins and minerals. Therefore, peeling the skin also results in the loss of nutrients. So one should avoid peeling off the skin and one should have more of fruit and vegetable with their peels, with their skins. Now let's move to the last topic of the chapter, that is deficiency disease. Now this topic you are doing it for the first time, so be careful. I'm just reading out, I will be explaining you, so kindly pay attention. Now deficiency diseases are the diseases which are caused due to lack or shortage of the nutrients in the body. Now let me read it out. Disease is an abnormal condition in which the body feels weak and a person cannot perform his normal daily activity. Disease is a condition when your body is not healthy, it is infected, and what happens? You become weak and you cannot perform activities. Now sometimes what happens, diseases are caused due to overeating also. Some kids some people they have the habit of eating a lot. So they become what? They become overweight. So that is also a disease. And sometimes people and sometimes small kids, mainly this is seen in small kids, they do not like eating. And that's why they are very thin. So these are the conditions which can be caused, which can happen to anyone in case deficiency occur of any nutrient in the body. Deficiency diseases occur due to lack of nutrients like carbohydrate, proteins, fats, minerals or vitamins in our diet over a long period of time. These deficiency diseases are also called nutritional disorders. For example, wheat is rich in carbohydrate but is poor in nutrients like proteins and fats. Excessive intake of wheat results in deficiency of proteins and fats, and thereby resulting in what? Deficiency diseases. Lack of protein also results in stunted growth. But you are not able to grow, you are not tall and you are short heighted. It causes skin diseases, swelling of face, discoloration of hair and even diarrhea. This protein energy malnutrition. What is this? PEM. Deficiency of protein in the diet result in the development of disease related to PEM. Now, two diseases are discussed in your book and there is one more which is discussed. We will be doing them in detail. Kwashiorkor or marasmus are two types of diseases which results due to deficiency of protein. Kwashiorkor affects mainly children under 5 years of age who do not get enough protein in their regular diet. Now, symptoms are what? Child exhibits stunted growth, anemia, swollen legs, discoloration of hair. Stunted growth means what? The child is not growing and he is short-heighted. Anemia is a condition in which there is loss of red blood cell or hemoglobin. Discoloration of hair is a condition where the hair starts losing its color. Treatment is what? Affected children should be given milk, eggs or protein in their diet. Now marasmus, now this is what? It is mainly affecting the infants who feed on mother's milk or who receive less proteins in their diet. Symptoms are what? Lean muscles, weak bones, rough skin, weak legs and mental retardation. Mentally that child is not very strong. Treatment is what? Protein-rich diet should be consumed by mothers who feed their children with breast milk. So both these diseases, kwashiorkor and marasmus, they are caused due to the lack of protein in the diet. And in both the cases, children are advised to have protein-rich food materials. Marasmus, what happened? The mother, the one who is feeding, does not provide enough protein, and that's why it is recommended that protein-rich diet should be taken by the mother who is feeding the small baby or infant. Let's come to the next paragraph. So a balanced diet is needed to avoid deficiency diseases. Deficiency of vitamins and minerals also result in certain deficiency disorders. Let's discuss few of them. Here a big table is given. Let's read it out. Okay, vitamin A deficiency disease that will be caused in absence of vitamin A is night blindness. What are the symptoms? Dryness of eyes and skin and improper vision in dim light. Deficiency of vitamin C results in scurvy, and the symptoms are spongy and bleeding gums, increased susceptibility to infection, and pain in the limbs. Now, deficiency of vitamin D causes rickets, that is soft and weak bones, deformed bones and joints, softening of ribs and arched limbs. Now, let's see your vitamin E. It results in what? Deficiency results in reproductive disorders. That is damage of red blood cells and loss of muscles, slow blood clotting. Vitamin K results in what? If you do not have enough of vitamin K, then it will result in excessive bleeding, hemorrhage, and the symptoms are what? Slow blood clotting. Calcium results in rickets, and the symptoms are weak and fragile bones. Deficiency of iron results in anemia, which what are the symptoms? Paleness of face and lips and fatigue. Iodine results in goiter, which is swelling of thyroid gland. Phosphorus and rickets, which is what? The symptoms are what? Weak and fragile bones. As the last case, that is obesity or overweight. It's a disease that results from overconsumption of junk food such as noodles, pizzas, burgers, fried food, cold drinks and chocolates. That's why doctors recommend us not to have junk food. These are the food rich in calories. To burn these calories, one need to do physical exercise. If one is not doing appropriate physical activity, it results in accumulation of fats which leads to obesity. That is, you become overweight. This way we come to the end of the chapter, that is we have done obesity, we have done various diseases which are caused due to deficiency and even overeating. Now this obesity which we have done right now results due to overeating of junk food. Kids do not understand and they prefer more of junk food, but what is the circumstances? It leads to being overweight. The child gains weight tremendously and he is not able to control unless and until he is physically active. Now in text question, what are deficiency diseases? You can see all these questions, answers of all these questions are given in your PDF. So kindly see and do the exercises and the question answers. So go through the chapter and learn the examples of the various nutrients, the diseases and the symptoms. All the tables are important, so kindly learn them from the PDF. Thank you.